Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. Today is a no equipment routine. We're going to be using body weight resistance to sculpt our abs, arms, glutes, upper back muscles, thighs, and shoulders. This workout does include a warm-up and a cool down, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off in a cross-leg position, although if it's more comfortable, you can kneel or you can stand with your feet hip distance apart. We're going to sit up really tall, stacking the vertebra one on top of the other and go into a seated or a standing cat-cow. So I'm going to take my hands behind my head, really opening up through the chest, lifting the crown of the head up toward the ceiling, and the chin is parallel with the floor. From here, I'm going to drop the chin, bringing the elbows in, rounding through the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, open those elbows, open the chest, and bring the gaze up as we arch. So inhale to round, and exhale to open those elbows and arch the spine. Nicely done. Inhale, curve inward, and exhale, open and stretch. Good. Inhale to round, and exhale, widen those elbows and extend the spine. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, really stretch and open, and last 1, curve and open and bring the spine back into neutral. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to bring the feet forward on the mat, bringing them hip distance apart. I'm going to press the backs of my hands into the backs of my thighs, tilt the pelvis forward, and stack the vertebra up nice and tall. From here, we're going to go into some C curve to warm up the spine and the abdominal wall. Inhale here. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back, drawing the belly button in toward the spine, straightening the arms, keeping the feet in contact with the floor. And then bring it back up. Inhale. Exhale, curve back. Inhale. And exhale, pull your belly button in towards your spine as you lift. And draw navel in as we lift, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. If you'd like to, you can extend the arms out long, or you can keep the hands behind the thighs for support. Drawing navel in as you lift up, restacking the vertebra. Hold. And restack. Good. Moving between the two positions, keeping those feet in contact with the floor, keeping the legs parallel, gently warming up the abdominal wall, coming back a little bit further each time as you can, if you can, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Gazes looking out between your hands. Good. For 3, belly to spine. 2, nicely done, feeling it in those abs. And last 1, lift and lower the arms. Nice work. Now make sure you're sat up nice and tall, knees are bent. We're going to lift the arms up and then cross over, bringing the right hand down to the mat, twisting around the spine. Good. Inhale. And exhale, switch sides, keeping the spine nice and tall and rotating around as you look out over your left shoulder. Switching sides, mobilizing the thoracic spine here, getting as much of a twist as you can as you move from side to side. Amazing. Feels really good to stretch the neck here as well as the spine. Twisting, sitting up taller as you do so. Good. Breathing the air out of the lungs as you twist. Try not to let the spine curve here. Sit up a little bit taller with every rotation. Nice work. Last 1. Amazing. Return to center. Now we're going to lower down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time, and we're just going to warm up the hips. So I'd like you to place your hands on your abdomen. We're going to get into our Pilates breath here too, and we're just going to bend the right knee in and then extend the leg up straight. Now, if you can't get it totally straight, I'd like you just to bend it slightly. We're gonna go into some leg circles, but our aim here is to keep the hips evenly weighted. So we don't wanna be rocking around from side to side. So we really need to engage the core here. We're gonna circle the leg away from the body, down, around, and up to the starting point. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, really plug your belly button in towards your spine. Feel your belly move down away from your fingertips as you circle, contracting that abdominal wall and mobilizing the hip. Good. Good. Last two. And final one. Bend the leg and lower. Nice work. Now we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Bend, bring it in, and circle. Good. Inhale and exhale as you come up and around. Amazing. Last three, keeping those hips evenly weighted. Last two, plugging belly in toward the spine. And final one, circling down, around and up, and lowering the leg. Amazing. Now that we've gently warmed up some of the major joints, we're going to extend the legs out long, about shoulder distance apart, and we're going to get into some ab work here. So I'd like you to really switch your thighs on. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, point through the toes so that the lower body is really stationary. We're inhaling here and we're exhaling to curl and crunch up, flattening the upper abdominals as you do so. Inhale to lower and exhale, curling and crunching up. Now, if this feels really intense on your low back, you can have your knees bent to help you flatten your low back into the mat as you lift. Otherwise, legs are extended, elbows are nice and wide. We're exhaling to come up and inhaling to lower. Good, keeping those elbows nice and wide, peeling head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, engaging those abdominals. Good. Amazing. For 5, lift a bit higher. 4, connecting with those abs. 3, nicely done. For 2, keep those thighs switched on. And 1. Now we're going to add a reach to this crunch. So we're inhaling and we're exhaling, reaching, and then we're lowering down. Good. Tapping the thighs, reaching through those fingers and lowering down. So as you lift up, I want you to reach as far down on your thighs as you can with those fingers. If you've got your knees bent, it looks like this. Good. So legs straight or knees bent, reaching down the thighs as we curl and crunch up. Now, as you crunch up and you're reaching with those fingers, your head is resting on top of your shoulders here. So we don't want the gaze looking up at the ceiling. We want the gaze looking sort of straight ahead as you come up so you're not straining your neck. Good. Amazing. We've got 5. Reach a bit further. You're doing great. 4. Feeling it in those upper abs. 3. Flatten abdominal wall. For 2. And 1. Come up and hold for 5, 4, 3. Lift a bit higher. 2 and 1. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to extend the right arm overhead, palm facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to really, again, switch that left thigh on as we move the right heel toward the bum and reach toward that heel with the right fingertips. So we're going to extend the leg, slide, and reach for that heel. Now your aim here is not to let your left side move. So you don't want your left hip sort of sliding over to the side with the right. You want to keep that left side really grounded. Good. So that we can get right deep into the obliques on the right side. Good. Really reach for that heel. Cinch in the waistline as you do so, supporting your head with your left hand. Good. Reach for 2. Amazing work. And last 1. And lower down. Bring your right hand behind your head. Take your left hand overhead. Really switch on and anchor through your right side. And we're going to reach for that left heel. Good. Amazing. Slide the foot up, reach and cinch in the waistline, working into those obliques on the left side. Really connect with the breath. Breathing out through the mouth as you crunch up and drawing the belly button down toward the mat with every exhale. So notice my toes are pointed on my right side. I'm really keeping that leg still and stationary. Good. For 3 and 2, reach a bit further. And final 1, amazing. Now from here, we're gonna take the hands by the side, palms facing in, and we're going to bend the knees. Now I'd like you just to take a minute here to tilt the pelvis back, flattening the low back into the mat. Then we're gonna curl and crunch up. We're gonna hold in this crunch, and we're gonna reach for alternating heels. So we're inhaling here, and we're exhaling. Now we reach, tap, tap from side to side, and as we do so, I want you to really keep your lower back pressing into the mat. Good. Little reaches from side to side, head rests on top of the shoulders. Abs are engaged. Good work. Keep going. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center and lower it down. Amazing work. Wow, I can really feel it in those abs. I hope you can too. Okay, so now we're going to take the hands behind the head and we're going to get into the lower abs a little bit more here. So we're going to inhale to prepare and exhale, bring the knees in, lifting the feet up off the floor, tapping elbows and knees, then widening the elbows as we lower the feet down, lower head, neck, and shoulders down. So tap, and I'd like you to really challenge yourself by picking your tailbone up off the mat and scooping those lower abs in. Good. Inhale to lower, widening the elbows and lowering the feet softly to the mat. Good. Inhale, lower. Belly to spine and scoop those abdominals in as you lower down. You're doing great. For 4 and 3, lift through those lower abs. 2 and last 1 like this and lower. So for this next set, you can stick with that level of challenge or you can pick it up. We're going to lift and extend the legs, keeping them nice and about shoulder distance apart, and then tap and extend. So we're moving between the two, tapping and extending, widening the elbows and just hovering the head above the mat the entire time. If that's too much, you can go to the earlier variation where your knees are bent and you're lowering your feet between each rep. Good. This can feel really intense. It feels intense for me right now. I want you to fully extend your legs between each rep, between each crunch. Good. Amazing. We've got 5
4, little break coming up, stick with it. 3, 2, woo, and 1. Amazing work. Bring your legs together and hug your knees in towards your chest. Those were tough, but you did so well. Hug those knees in close, stretch out the lower back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to extend the legs up, straightening them as much as possible. We're going to go into a single leg stretch here. So you have the option of holding on behind one of your thighs like so, or walking all the way up and holding on behind your calf. So whatever you can reach. We're going to drop one of the legs, either holding on behind your calf or your thigh, lifting up, head rests on top of the shoulders, and then switch. Drawing that leg in toward the chest as the opposite leg lowers down toward the mat. If it's too much with head, neck, and shoulders lifted, you can lower them down. Good. Now we're inhaling to switch and we're exhaling to really flatten the abdominal wall. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Stretching as we strengthen the abs. So you're increasing your flexibility here too, lengthening up the back of the leg. Good. For 5, 4, 3, really draw that leg close and toward the chest. 2, flatten out those abs. And 1, hold it there. Bring both legs up. Lower into a bend for a moment as we set up for our next exercise. So you have options here. You can either take your hands on either side of your tailbone to support your lower back, or you can keep your arms flat on the floor. We're going to extend the legs up, gentle bend as needed. We're going to lower the right leg and belly to spine to lift. Lower the left leg, belly to spine to lift. If you want even more of a challenge, pick head, neck, and shoulders up. Lower, hinging from the hip as you pull abs in to lift the leg. Final push here for these abs in this sequence. So make it really count. Connect with that breath. Inhale to lower, exhale to pull the leg up, drawing navel in. Good work. We've got 4, 3, 2, and now 1 more each side. You've got this. And last 1. And lower the legs carefully down to the mat. Great work. Roll over onto your stomach. Amazing. We're going to take the hands on either side of the shoulders and push up into a cobra, or come up all the way onto those palms, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, stretching out the abdominal wall. A very well-deserved stretch here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lower down and then lift yourself up. We're going to move into an all fours position, and we're going to get into some upper body and glute work. So I'd like you to position your wrists so they're below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. We're going to extend the left leg out long and extend, the right leg out long and the left arm out long. I'd like you to level your shoulders and level your hips. We're gonna lift the left arm and lower, then lift the right leg and lower. Lift the arm to shoulder height and lower. Lift to torso height with the leg and lower. So our alternating sides. Now as we move slowly into the beginning of this exercise, I want you to really focus on creating a really nice stable trunk. So your abs are engaged, your shoulders are nice and broad and level, your hips are square with the mat. And when you're feeling really strong and stable, I want you to focus on squeezing the glutes as you lift the leg and contracting the shoulders as you lift the arm. Good. Find balance and stability. Gaze is down on the mat. For for 2 and 1. Nice. Now from here, we're going to extend arm and leg at the same time. So find that balance, find that control, lift and lower. And lower. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Lengthen to opposite ends of the room with those fingers and toes. Find a lot of length here and stability. Good. Plugging navel in toward the spine, reaching and stretching for 4, 3, amazing work, 2, really lengthen, and last 1. We're going to hold it here. Now, little balance challenge here. We're going to take the left arm over to the left and take the right leg over to the right and then back to center for 10. Try to keep the arm and leg level with the torso. 3, good, 4, amazing, stay focused, 5, 6, inhale to center, last 2, find that balance and stability, stick with it, and last 1, and lower down. Woo. Okay, push back into a child's pose. Breathing deeply here. You did really well with that sequence. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3, 2, and 1. Right, now we're switching sides. So I'd like you to find stability. Wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. We're extending the right arm and the left leg. We're moving one arm and then one leg. Lift and lift. So find that balance across the shoulders and across the hips. Find that length through the fingers and the toes. Plugging navel in with every exhale. Good. Keep the neck long and the gaze down on the floor. Really important here so that we've got good alignment through the spine. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now arms and legs together, arm and leg together. Lift and lengthen and lower. Nice. Make sure you're staying level across those shoulders and hips, that you're not sort of collapsing over to your supporting side. Good. Lengthen and squeeze the bum and contract the shoulder. Reach through those fingers and toes. For 4 and 3. Last 2, stick with it. And final 1, we're holding it here, taking the right arm over to the right, left leg over to the left, back to center. Nice, really focus here. For 4 and 5, 6, good, nice stability, 7, 8, working that balance and control, 9, and 10, back to center, lower down, take the knees wide, and stretch back into your child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Amazing work, guys. Okay, from here, we're gonna come down onto the forearms. I'm going to give the wrists a little bit of a rest. So I'd like the elbows below the shoulders. Shoulders are nice and broad and the knees below the hips. From here, we're going to extend the right leg out long. We're gonna lift it to torso height. Then we're gonna tap the knee down to the mat and lift up high. Lower the leg, lift to torso height, bend, tap the knee, and then shoot up high through the leg. Good, lower, lift to torso height, tap, and extend. Good, lower, lift, tap, extend, lower, lift, tap, extend. So this whole time I want you to keep your hips square with the mat. So try not to open up to that right side in the hip. Hips are facing down. If you lose the sequence at any point, all good. Just pick it back up, lower, lift, tap, and really squeeze the glutes on that extension. So we're really connecting with these right glutes. Good, shoulders are down away from the ears. Core is engaged, moving slowly and with control to make the movement count. Good. Last 3 sets. Lengthen through the spine. Last one. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to bring the heel toward the bum hamstring curl, extend the leg and lift. Bend, extend and lift. Bend, extend and lift. Squeeze the glutes, good. We've got 4, 5, contract those hamstrings. 6, you're doing great. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Navel plugged in. 2 more. Last 1. Lift and hold. From here, we're going to go into some slow pulses. Really point and lengthen through the toe. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Gaze is down on the mat. Keep the neck long and relaxed. Last 5, 4, 3. Keep that leg elevated. And 1. Amazing work. Whew. Glutes on fire. Nice work on that right side. Now from here, we're going to drop the right forearm down to the floor and then gently sort of straighten out this left arm. Not totally, you still got to bend. We're really going to lengthen through the neck so that we can create space to open up on this left side. So we're going to lower the knee, just hover it above the mat, lift and lower. So we're going into a fire hydrant here. Good. Nice. Now I want you to really squeeze the glutes as you open that leg to the side, working into the left side booty here. Good. Last 3. Keep that neck nice and long and relaxed. 2. You're doing great. Last 1. Now from here, we're going to extend the leg out to the side, bend and lower. Lift, extend to the side and lower. Good. Lift, stretch, working into the waistline here too. Lift, stretch, keep that spine nice and long. Nice work. Last 5. Lift, stretch, bend and lower. Good work. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. I know I keep saying that, but we don't want tension building in the neck. Last 2. And final 1. Amazing. Lower down just for a moment. We're going to come up into some fire hydrant pulses here. So lengthen through the neck, lift that leg to the side and pulse for 10, 9, 8. Lift that knee nice and high. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift. Extend and bend for 9, 8, 7, 6. Ooh, this is tough, but we're doing great. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Ooh, that was tough. Take the knees nice and wide. Walk your hands out in front. Keep the hips elevated. And enjoy puppy pose here. Stretching and lengthening through the spine, releasing tension in those shoulders, opening up in the hips for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Okay, we have to do the other side. We know what to expect. We can do it. Okay, so we're lowering down onto those forearms to begin with. Elbows are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. We don't want any curvature in the spine, so gently tuck that tailbone. We're going to extend the left leg out long here, lift to torso height, bend, tap the knee down to the mat, and extend up high. Good. Lower, lift, tap, extend. Lower, lift, tap, extend. So we're focusing on the gluteus maximus here. We're really squeezing the bum as we extend the leg out long. Lift and hold, and then repeat. Good. Nice long neck. Lifting to torso height, tapping the knee and extending, squeezing that booty on every extension. You can do it. Plugging navel in, lowering and lifting. Good job. Good. We've got 3, 2, and last one, and hold it there. Now from here, heel to bum, hamstring curl, extend, lift the leg, heel to bum, and lift, heel to bum, lift, and repeat. Good job. Now again, as you lift, I really want you to squeeze your glutes. Contract your hamstrings as you bring the heel to the bum. Nicely done. Last 3, 2, and 1. Great. Hold the leg where it is. Lengthen through the neck and pulse. Slow, controlled pulses. Keep that leg elevated. I know it's tough, but we're nearly finished on this side. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Whew, that burned. Okay, now we're bringing the left forearm down to the floor and we're straightening out that opposite arm. We are lifting the knee to the side and lowering. Lifting into that fire hydrant and lowering. Keeping the neck nice and long, core engaged. Squeezing that side booty with every lift. Good. Lift up a bit higher. Squeezing the gluteus medius. For 3, and 2, and 1. Extend, bend, and lower. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Whew. I am slightly regretting choosing the sequence on this side. It's really tough, but it is effective, and we're gonna feel great afterwards, so just stick with it. Breathe through it. Good. Don't get sloppy here. Keep everything nice and engaged as you extend, full extension, and then bend and lower. Good. We've got 3, and 2, and last 1. Lower down, coming up into those pulses. Good, lifting that knee to the side. 7, 6, 5, 4, lift a bit higher, and 1, hold it there. Bend and extend. 7, 6, 5, 4, keep that leg elevated, 3, working deep in those hips, 2, and 1, and lower. Oh my goodness. Okay, sink back into your child's pose. Take a moment here. Really widen those knees, lengthen through your tailbone. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, lift up, just roll out any tension in those shoulders before we begin to target the upper body. Okay, so we're going to lower down to the mat now. Gently, we're going to bring the arms out in front. Legs are about shoulder distance apart. Gaze is down on the mat, chest is slightly hovering above the floor. From this position, we're going to stretch the arms, hovering them above the floor, and then pull back. Good. Inhale to lower. Exhale to pull back, drawing those shoulder blades together. Now, as you pull back, I want you to lengthen out through the crown of the head. Keeping the gaze down on the floor so the neck is in line with the spine as we warm up our upper back muscles. Good. We've got 5 and 4. Really pull back and hover that chest. 3, 2, knit those shoulder blades together. And last 1. Now lower the hands down. We're going to come up and do some swimming just with the upper body. So we're going to lift, hovering the hands above the floor, nice straight arms, and then pump the arms up and down. Chest is elevated slightly off the mat. Good. Shoulders are working here. Gaze is on the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Pull back, extend, and lower. 2 more sets like that. So we're lifting and pumping the arms. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lift up a bit higher if you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold. Pull back, come forward, and lower down. Whew. Okay, 1 more set like that. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to hover and start pumping the arms. Nice strong shoulders, nice straight arms, giving it a lot of energy. Lift up a bit higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, pull back. Take your hands below your shoulders and lift yourself up. Amazing work with those. Okay, now we're going to go into some diamond push-ups here to work into the chest muscles. So I'm going to turn my hands on the mat so that they're creating, maybe it's more like a triangle between the thumbs and the forefingers. So the elbows are turned out, the fingers are splayed, creating, it's a triangle, creating that triangle shape with the thumb and the forefingers. We're going to lengthen through the spine, lower, and then push up through the heels of the hands. So we're lowering, hovering the chest above the floor, and then lifting. If you need to take your hands slightly further apart, that's fine. Good. Lower and lift. So you want to keep your neck really long here. You don't want those shoulders sort of bunching up by your ears. If you can't lower your chest all the way down to the mat, then just do a more shallow version of this push-up. Core is engaged here. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now I'd like you to lower your forearms down to the mat. Forearms are parallel, fingers are spread, and you want your elbows below your shoulders. We're going to step back into a low plank. So flex through the heels and lift up so that you're creating a nice flat line with the body. Plug your navel in toward your spine. From here, we're going to rock forward and backward. Rock forward and push back, flexing through the heels. Good. Abs are engaged. Inhale forward, exhale back. We've got 6. Power up through those shoulders. 5. Creating that nice flat line with the body as you move. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to sort of your center position, and we're gonna hold here. Push up through those elbows, lifting the abdominal wall for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees, take them nice and wide. Sink back into your child's pose, stretching and lengthening through the shoulders. Regulating the breath. For 3, and 2, and 1. Bring yourself up to a kneeling position. And we're gonna really target those triceps to finish off. So triceps and then cool down. We're nearly there. You're doing great. I'd like you to pull your elbows back behind you, really opening through the chest. Legs are hip distance apart. We're going to pick the bum up into a reverse tabletop, plugging navel in, keeping those elbows pulled back behind you, fingertips pointing toward the heels. We're gonna lower and then push up through the heels of the hands, focusing on the triceps. Good. For 8, 7, push up. 6, engaged core at the same time. Good. 4, 3, push up. 2, amazing work. Last 1. Now we're gonna come down with bent elbows and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the bum down. Pick the arms up, legs outstretched, and fold over the lower body for a nice back body stretch. Regulate the breath. Drawing nice deep inhales in through the nose, and slowly control your exhale through pursed lips. Deepen the stretch by drawing your chest a little closer toward your thighs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now from here, you can turn and face me. I'm going to bring my right foot in toward my inner left thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall here. Lift the arms up and fold over the left leg. Coming into a nice deep side body stretch, keeping your right bum cheek down on the mat. Feeling the length running all the way up through the side of the body as well as the back of that leg. Fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up. Nice work. Switch sides. Feels good to be stretching after that intense workout. Don't skip the stretch. It's really important. Helps you to cool down, helps to restore those muscles. Keep your left bum cheek down on the floor. Fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch. Holding it here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up. Now I'd like you to plant your hands down on the mat, step back into a plank, fold your right leg under your body, coming into pigeon pose. Either up like so, or folded over on the mat, whatever's more comfortable for you. Keep that back leg nice and straight out behind you. Stretching into those glutes and hips. Breathing deeply. Nicely done. Switch sides, so come into your plank and then fold the left leg under the body, really stretching that right leg out behind. Folding over if you would like to. Opening up through the hip here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the soles of the feet together. And we're just going to take a hold of the feet and just splay the knees out. Try to draw the knees a little bit closer down toward the mat as you fold over, stretching out the inner thighs and continuing to open in the hip area. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting up, crossing the left arm or the right arm across the body. Stretching out the shoulder. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Applying a little bit of pressure to the back of the arms so you can really feel that stretch. Keeping the spine nice and tall. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs, release the stretch. And let's just roll out the shoulders to finish off. Lift the shoulders up by the ears and melt them down and back. Let's go 3, shrugging away tension. 2, opening through the chest. And last 1, melting those shoulders down and back. Amazing work. You did so well. Thank you for sticking with me through those challenging parts. I hope you're feeling great now, strong and well stretched, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to moving again with you next time. Bye, guys.